Megan, how are you doing?
Fabulous.
Nice.
It's finals week, starting on Monday. So I guess I just had my last class of the day. So
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. It's loading. It's okay. It's on there. I just want to stop it before it does it. We are actually on time. Oh my gosh.
Starting on Monday. So I guess I just had my last class.
Sorry. Pause the YouTube. Let's go. We are on time.
Hey, you got cut out. You say you had your last class?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have lab right before this. It's supposed to go till 3:30, but sometimes it's done early.
So are you officially done now?
No, I have finals starting on Monday.
Oh,
I have
Monday.
5 finals.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's great.
Ooh.
Favorite time of the semester.
They're not all on the same day, right?
No.
Okay.
They're all spread out. 3 of them I can take within a 48-hour period, so that's really nice.
Okay. That's nice.
One of them is worth 67% of my class, so that's terrifying.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were supposed to have a midterm, 2 midterms and a final, and he just put it all into the final because of like Rona. So
I have a feeling someone's gonna text me and say, "What's the password?"
You getting those messages?
No, I don't see anything yet.
I just
Through the email, no.
I just blasted it out.
I got it now. Say less. Say less like this. Sure, we'll give it about 2 more minutes. We might have potentially some others pop in. If not, that's okay.
Megan, you were in CB, right?
no, I'm still in Iowa City.
Are you back? Okay.
Yeah, I'll move back in August.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at places in Omaha.
Yeah, come to the Big O.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully to find roommates too. What?
You talk to St. Mary anymore?
I can't hear you.
You talk to St. Mary anymore?
They actually emailed me yesterday.
What they say?
They just said to make sure that my updated transcript is sent to them, and if it's not verified fast enough through OTCast, to just email it to her directly.
Okay.
But my school doesn't have to have final grades submitted until the 18th of May.
Oh, okay.
So once I get my final transcripts, I'm going to email it to her, and OTCast will send it as well, and so will the university.
All right, sweet.
So then everything will be verified, and my application will be completely updated.
Good deal.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if they're going to start online classes in the fall or how that's going to work.
I'm guessing online.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case, but I feel like it will be too. I just feel like that's going to be really hard to transition to a new school online.
Yeah, I think it's going to be online the first semester.
Wow, that sucks.
Yep, lots of adjustments.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not. Actually. I got the chat going. We got it going. Let's get it. You guys ready?
Yep. Take it off.
Let's go. All right, we are here, episode 4 of the BGCM Scholarship Show. Hello to everyone viewing, tuning in. We appreciate you for being here and watching. As you can see, you have myself, which is not Jermaine Jones, but I am AJ Holmes. We have Jermaine Jones above me and Megan Corey below me. We appreciate you guys for being in on this Zoom call on this gloomy, it's raining. Oh, shoot. Raining day here in Omaha. In Omaha, it's raining. So yeah, or it's sprinkling or whatever. So yeah, you guys want to introduce, I guess, who you are? Even though I just said your names. If not, we can just go ahead and get started.
Megan can introduce herself.
I agree.
Hi, I'm Megan. Senior at University of Iowa. Yeah.
Graduating in a few weeks.
Graduating in 1 week. One.
Oh, 1 week.
She don't want to.
Right after finals, you graduated.
Yeah. Our ceremony was supposed to be on Saturday, but now we have a virtual ceremony.
Yep.
So.
Nice. Great.
That is nice. Oh, can you email, I guess, Jermaine or myself or both, that link to the virtual graduation?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, Megan.
Yeah. I'll have to find it. I don't know. I haven't looked at it a lot, honestly.
We'd like to tune in.
Yes, we would love to tune in for sure. So I'd love to see how it goes. That'll be nice. Well, your son's on, by the way, Jermaine, which is good.
Yep. Cool beans.
It's good.
He's on YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to get started. So today, episode 4, we're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about money, managing money. How should we, what's some advice, some steps or ways of us to manage money before we go to either it's college, another post-secondary option, different things like that. What are some ways that we can manage money? So I'm going to start it off and say one way that I did, which I wish I would have done a lot more, is have a job. For myself, I was involved in sports, so I didn't have time to even have a job. So I had to think of some different ideas of having like a side job on the side. So what I did, because I started early for myself, I was like the first person out of my friends group to start driving. So what I did was I charged my friends $1 a ride. So I kept saying, did you shake your head, Jermaine? That's smart.
Oh, I'm trying to figure something
out.
I
was making moves.
Oh no, I did the same thing. So go ahead.
Yeah. So what I did was that was my side hustle, especially in high school, even in college as well. I charged my friends $1 to ride. So $1 to ride to school, ride to a basketball game, football game, whatever it was. It was like, hey, this $1 is for the entire day if you choose to. And so I had a lot of friends, but only a certain amount of people got in my car, obviously, and a certain amount of people used me as, I guess, their ride around town. So just thinking about that each and every day, starting at the age of about 16, 17, however you want to say it, and just continue to save that money to potentially use it for college or whatever else I wanted to use it for. Because I was a person that, and still is a person that likes to save. I like to save. I like to use it for what I guess need instead of want. And that's what we're going to talk about later on too, is what do you need and what do you want, especially for if it is post-secondary, but just whatever in general. So that's one side job I had, of charging my friends, family members, whatever it was, pretty much $1. Then eventually went up to $2, but I went back down to $1 once people started they didn't want to ride anymore. I was like, all right, yeah, let me go back to $1. So that's my side job of gaining income, gaining money, especially while being in sports and not being able to actually have a job like that. So that's one thing I did, a little side hustle that I had and all those. So Jermaine, you can carry on with if you had a side job, or what are some ways that you pretty much manage money to prepare or have for college?
When I was my dad didn't let me work until I was a senior in high school, so I would always want to earn money. So he would give me different jobs around the house. He also had rental property, so he would give me jobs at his rental properties. Like, man, I was 10, 11 years old, painting houses in interior, exterior. I was cleaning gutters. I was cutting lawns. I was doing a lot of crazy stuff at an early age, but I could not get an official job till I was a senior in high school. So I saved money from time to time here and there. When I started driving, I also charged my friends for rides. I was a little steep. I charged $5 a ride,
I should have done that, man.
and actually back then gas was under $1. Back
Wow.
in 98, 99, gas was 98, 99 cents a gallon.
Oh my God.
I did have a small SUV. I had a Blazer, so it did for at that time cost a lot to fill up. And a lot is like $13 to fill up, 13, 14.
Wow.
So, but yeah, if my friends wanted to go anywhere, I don't care if I was at North High School at 36 in Ames and they wanted to go to 30th in Ames to McDonald's, it was $5 and they paid it. So that was my side hustle. Then when I started working as a senior in high school, my first job was actually at the North Boys and Girls Club. And yeah, I was trying to save as much as possible because I was leading into the fall of my first year of college. So I did a lot of saving, did an internship that first summer out of high school at Physicians Mutual. And I saved quite a bit of money the summer before I started college. And then, of course, I was working in college. But yeah, I charged for rides. And then just when I started working, try to save as much as possible.
Nice. $5. I like that. I should have done that. I had a Prius. I had a Prius though. That's why I did $1 because it was eco friendly. So I had a hybrid. Yeah. So I had a hybrid. So I was like, let me just.
You was in those green cars real early.
Yeah, true.
Hey, you got another scholarship recipient. Oh, Desi.
Desiree, how's
Hello,
it going?
it's going.
So since you're new to this, we would love to just have you introduce yourself. Obviously name, school that you're at, major. Yeah, pretty much that.
My name is Desiree, and I am not going to school currently. I just finished my degree at Metro. My major was medical office management, but I plan to go and get my bachelor's at UNO now, I guess. Public health. I was gonna go to CSM for education, but I kind of want to stay in the medical field. I That's just something that I love, so that I plan to go to UNO in the fall. So
But you just got done finishing your internship, or are you still doing that?
I'm done.
Okay. You finished the internship at Charles Drew.
Yeah, I finished it in just the nick of time before this whole whatever pandemic blah nonsense before all that happened. So I guess that kind of worked out in my favor.
Good deal.
Nice.
Good deal. Talking about money today, Des. Talking about money.
Yep, we're talking about money. So Megan or Des, you guys can decide on who wants to go next. Just talking about pretty much if you had a side job or what's some different ways that you managed to, I guess, pay for college or a post-secondary option that you chose to do. What are some ways that you guys, so what me and Jermaine just mentioned, we both pretty much charge our friends for, pretty much had a side job, charge our friends for rides to wherever they wanted to go. Mine was $1, his was $5. I probably should have did $10 the way he sounded, but I wasn't thinking like that back then. I just was trying to be nice. So yeah. So whomever can go next with, if you had a side job, if you had some other options or avenues that you chose to go with to pretty much manage your money to prepare for college.
I had a job working at Spaghetti Works in downtown. Donating plasma is also a way to go if you want fast cash and you're kind of helping. Having a flexible job in college I felt was the most important. Like I'm a server, so I can pick up or give up shifts as easy. So that's been pretty helpful. But I don't think I had a side hustle.
That must be a guy thing.
Yeah.
I I didn't have a side hustle either. I was working at Shopco for prior to going to college, and then I quit because I hated it. And I now work at the Boys and Girls Club in Council Bluffs, so that's my job. And like Megan said, it's good to have a flexible job that can work with your schedule. It's very, very important and critical as far as like, you know, trying to make money, but also trying to get your studies in. So
Nice. Were there any, well, since you guys actually sound like you had jobs or still do have jobs while in college, what are some pros and cons of that? Of having a job in college while you're still in school and all that type of stuff, full-time job if it is that, or even part-time, it doesn't matter which one, but what are some pros and cons?
I work part-time and I've always worked in the food industry because usually they either feed you for free or you get a discount. So I felt like that's been super helpful just because I don't have to, like I worked at Subway and every single shift that I worked my freshman year, I got a free sub. So I had dinner every time I worked. So that was really nice. And now I work at Longhorn and we also get free stuff. So I feel like having jobs that also benefit you as well as like income wise, I don't know.
yeah, I can agree. Well, as far as shop goes, it really didn't benefit me. I hated it and I wanted to come home every day and I didn't want to study. So, I mean, in that aspect, that wasn't probably the right job fit for, you know, trying to go to school and trying to work because I would have to stay late. And then by the time I got home, I was too tired. So, just not having that time. Also, I would say like as far as like the Boys and Girls Club, I work part time, but they're very flexible. Obviously, I have a really good boss and works with my schedule. And I mean, it's only till 8, but I mean, sometimes people think 8 is late, but compared to a lot of other jobs, you know, it's not really that late. That late. I do get worn out, but I think it's just important to find something that's, you know, that you can get money, but also have a flexible job at the same time is important.
Yeah.
I guess the benefits would be, I mean, I do get fed. I mean, that's a strong benefit, but I mean,
Nice. So
food is
flexibility.
food, you know.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Flexibility, and you know, if they can provide you guys with free food, that's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that. And managing, obviously, you know, your schoolwork, and then you know you're working and getting your job done too at the same time. It's nice. It's nice.
Right.
All right. We're gonna go to the next little segment of it. No questions in the chat, which is totally fine. How do you guys? Sorry, that's my dog. He's very loud. Sorry, he's getting bigger. How do you guys save money? What are some ways that you can tell the audience, which us as well, because we can use that as well in our lives? How do you guys save money?
I guess I can go. I save money by budgeting. I think it's very, very important to budget. Um, that's just my personal thing. I every time I get paid, I go through my list of things that I need to take care of. You know, just your everyday necessities, your bills, whatever it may be, and then I give myself, or I take out a certain amount from my check right away, and that goes straight into my savings account. So that's just kind of how I do it. But definitely finding a way to budget. And if you don't have a budget, it's going to be hard to save, or find someone that can show you how to budget. Everyone budgets differently, but I would just say that's how I save, is by budgeting my money every time I get paid.
Nice.
I make sure that my bills are paid, and then I put all of the money that I make usually into my savings account. So that way, when I have to use that money, I have to think about what I'm using it for and if I should spend it or not, because I have to transfer it. I also have a credit card that's been pretty helpful because I use that for like groceries, gas, and stuff like that. So then I can pay that off directly from my savings versus having to do a bunch of transactions. So that's usually what I do, is just pay for things with my credit card and then pay from my savings. So I don't really use my checkings that much, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jermaine?
Well, I actually have 3 separate piles that I use for budgeting. So I have one pile of money or an account that I use in between pay periods. You know, that's kind of like my spending money. And then obviously you have your bill account that you pay bills out of, and then you have your savings account. So I actually have a savings account that actually penalizes me for taking money out of. So if I actually go over a certain amount of withdrawals per month, it will penalize me so much money. So that kind of hinders me from taking money out of it. And then if I get, if I don't spend my spending money within 2 weeks, or, I have an unexpected money coming in, I'll automatically put that in savings. And then also I just started an additional stock market account. And so that's kind of the funds that I play around with in the stock market. So that's in a sense another savings account that I have set up. And the reason why I actually did that was I had a certificate of deposit set up at a different financial institution. So if you're not familiar with CDs, it's basically a different type of savings account. You put money in and it gives you like CDs for 12 months, 18 months, 24, 36. You have a certain interest rate that you build interest on over that period of time. And I had a CD set up for probably the past 2 or 3 years, two and a half years, and it just wasn't yielding a lot of interest. It wasn't growing as much as I wanted it to. So I actually took that money out and just started my stock market account. And so I watch it pretty closely because right now the stock markets are like this all the time. And so, you lose money one day, you gain it back the next day. Hopefully you have more days where you're gaining than versus losing. But I'd say it's probably been a few days, probably a week since I did that. And I'm already above in that account more now than I have been in the last 12 months when it was just in a savings account. So, just having, or, researching different ways that you can save money and also have your money make money for you is something else that you two need to start thinking about as you complete your degrees and start getting in your careers. That's something that you probably want to look into, but it's also good now, being young and knowing how to efficiently budget. So you guys are ahead of the game in that.
I agree. 3,000%. So what I do is, well, I pretty much do what Jermaine just mentioned is exactly what I do as well. But then I also use this app, which I'm going to show. I can't show. I guess I could have showed on my screen, but I'm not. I'm going to show it on my phone. If it's going to work. Does it work?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of works. All right, it's called Every Dollar. So it's a budgeting app that I use. It's free. I don't want to add any more money onto it, like to pay for more perks on it. I just use the free part of it. So it's a good budgeting app. So you can put everything, all your expenses, everything that you might need, pretty much into this app. And then it goes by monthly ways. So if you have some things that are different each month, you can even copy the month that you did before. So say, for example, last April, I can copy it over to May, then change some things up, and I can use that from there. So it also works on, or pretty much has your, pretty much how much you spent, different things like that, how much you're trying to save, all that type of stuff. And you can put even your bank account onto this app as well too, which I don't usually do because I like to try to stay away from that stuff because I don't know how these things can work and I don't want anybody to take my money. But so yeah, that's what I use as of right now for sure, is this Every Dollar app, just for budgeting wise. And then as what Jermaine mentioned too, I actually just got into a mutual fund, which I'm kind of excited about, just to try that investing part of that, the mutual funds just for myself and being involved in that type of stuff. And I have my Roth account that I use just for saving. I have a savings account, checking account, all that type of stuff that I use for saving as well. Hello, Miss Sharon, even though you're on mute. I don't know if you can hear us. You can hear us, but you're on mute. We actually have a question in the chat from Big Jermaine. Not Jermaine that's on the Zoom call, but Big Jermaine, that's his name that he said. Question for you guys. Is there any free time with having a job and going to college?
Yeah. You gotta make time for that. That would be like probably one thing I would say, like make time, even if you feel like you don't have time, make 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, some sort of socialization of free time for yourself. It's like a mental thing. I think personally is a mental thing, because we constantly are, going to school and studying, and then you're going to work, you just get really exhausted. So I feel like sometimes, your free time can help motivate you to just keep going every day, So that would be make time, even if you feel like you don't have the time. Find some time.
Yeah.
That's not what I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that, well, the Boys and Girls Club only allows us to work 20 hours a week, I think, for our scholarship, something like that. But I feel like I still have plenty of time, and I find that I'm way more productive in the morning. So even if it means waking up earlier to make sure that come 6, 7 o'clock at night, I have an hour or two to cook dinner and watch TV and relax, then that's what I do.
Right.
So just gotta do what works for you.
Yeah, I also think that you gotta know, as a college student, you gotta know when the best time it is that you study and want to get your homework done. So for me, when I was in college, my job always got over around 4:30 or 5, because I knew I wanted to get my homework and studying done later in the evening, between 6 or 7 in the evening and 9 or 10 o'clock that night. I wanted to get my studying done. So I made sure I was done working by 4:30 or 5. So, but it also depends on the person. If someone doesn't really care about the social aspect of college that much, and they want to work and make money, then they're obviously going to spend more time working and making money and doing what you want to do on that side of things. But if you like, a lot of college students like, I gotta have a social life, and it costs money to do that. It's like, I'm gonna go work, and then I'm gonna definitely spend time socializing and meeting people and going out and doing all your college stuff. So it really depends on the type of person you are.
I totally agree. I agree with that. Everything you guys said. Always make time for yourself, but then also make sure your priorities are done and you get those done as well. Ms. Sharon, do you have anything that you'd like to add regarding that question? Is there any free time with having a job or going to college?
Yeah, you definitely most have to be able to use time management. You have to, because if you don't you got to have a way to, to work out, to make sure that you can release that energy, because it can be stressful. So you definitely got to get on a time management plan for sure.
I agree. Time management is definitely key. For sure, for sure. All right, going on to the next segment, wants or needs. I guess to ask you guys, what do you guys feel is the definition, or what's the difference between the two of your wants and then your needs?
Yeah, let me hear from the college students on this one.
Yeah, because it can go. I mean, whichever way it's your opinion. So
No, it ain't. Ain't no opinion. Go ahead.
Like
Go ahead.
examples or
Like, yeah, I was gonna say like an example or like
And from your perspective, what's a want and a need?
need is something that you can't really live without, like running water, food, the lights,
Right.
electricity for school. Want is my Starbucks coffee, going shopping, going out to eat, but sometimes they overlap, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I know the difference, but sometimes my wants overpower my needs a little bit.
right.
So,
I agree.
that's true. That's true. Okay. Okay.
I've learned how to make my wants less expensive.
There you go.
Make my own coffee at home.
Create bargain wants.
And so I'm assuming that who pays for your needs? Would it be obviously us, or would it be maybe your parents, maybe some friends? What would you? What I guess would it be? Could it be determined as of what that need could be? Of who pays for that need? If that question makes sense.
Yeah, I would say, well, the Boys and Girls Club helps me out a lot. My parents pay for my phone, but other than that, I pay for everything else. I guess my phone, I feel like, is a need just because I'm so far away from home that it is my only way to contact people, but I also use it to get on like social media or apps or play on games and stuff. So I guess it could be both, but I don't know. Make sure all the needs are paid for first before I do any of the wants.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Would not like to sit in a dark house. That would be scary.
So you kind of hit that blurred lines with the phone. So you're away from home. So I would say that having a cell phone or a means of communication is a need. I mean, I think anybody needs to have some type of communication.
Yeah.
So, but then you have that need, which is a device of a cell phone. But then the want is having access, having data, so you can play the game and do all the leisure activities on the cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah, and for myself, I had to I guess not find out the hard way. I went through a situation where my wants overpowered my needs in a sense. And I had to deal with, it was actually with the phone thing. I wanted a new phone, and it was like one of the newest ones. But I was like, well, this is in college. I was like, well, maybe if I get this new phone, then I don't have to pay for this book in a sense, or whatever it was with that situation. And so it kind of had me be behind on my schoolwork a little bit, even though I was doing great in school and all that. That's just me though. With that situation where pretty much my wants overpowered my needs, and it kind of had me going into a realization of like, man, you can't let that happen. And Abdul said something. Oh, it was something else we'll talk about that later. Abdul, I'll get that answer for you later on. Or after we get done with this. Any other input on the wants or needs that you guys want to address or bring up that could be some good advice for maybe the younger teens that are, or maybe any of the high school seniors or high school seniors to be, or anything that they possibly need to hear? Maybe incoming freshmen too, that are like,
Realize that there's a difference between your wants
Yeah.
and your needs. That's all I would say.
I agree.
Watch the credit cards.
Yes.
That's a great one. I didn't want to bring that up yet, but it was about to be my next thing. Credit cards. Credit cards. How many should we have?
Credit cards.
Why one? Just asking. Just to say.
I mean, I don't have any outstanding purchases. Like, I don't need to buy a car or a house or anything crazy yet. So I guess I only use mine for like gas and food. I don't have to buy like a washer or a dryer.
Like your basics, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have any like high
Demand.
Yeah.
Although I do want a Nebraska Furniture Mart card, which I feel like might be down a dangerous slope, but I haven't gotten it.
It's actually nothing wrong. I mean, I have one. I don't think it's that dangerous, but I get what you're saying though. It's just
He
pretty
said,
much
I
another
don't think
credit
it's
card.
that
So
dangerous.
it's just pretty much another credit card. But I mean, how often would you use it? That's the question.
Well, never, because I'm still in Iowa City right now. But once I live in Omaha, I don't know.
And see, that's where you got to watch yourself, because if you know that you could be tempted in spending a lot of money at a particular store, should you really go get that credit card?
Yes, because it'll help me build my credit, and I don't feel like I would be crazy about spending. The last thing I bought from there was on Black Friday, and I got a TV. So I feel like I could control it. You
can control that. You can control that impulse buying.
I don't buy credit cards from like stores, like any store, just because I would be out of control, I think.
Telling you.
You'd think you'd be okay, but you just really not gonna be okay, because that couch you want, or that chair, you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get it. Mm-hmm. Then you're like, no, bad idea. Don't do it, Megan. Don't do it.
I might get a Costco credit card too.
See, you just racking up bills.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Once you get one,
you
then you get two, and then you get three, and then you get four, and by the time you know it, you got like 50.
See, the Nebraska Furniture Mart is a want. The Costco is a need because I do shop there a lot, but I use my parents' account. It's not a credit card, it's just like to get in. So eventually I'm going to get kicked off of that. So I'm going to have to get my own, and I might as well just get a credit card and earn points. Plus the credit card, or just having a membership in general, helps with gas. Like to fill up there, it's almost like 30 cents cheaper. And
my question is, why would you get kicked off the Costco card? Just give them a portion of the membership.
I don't know. I don't make the rules.
I pretty much already told her, like, hey, you're probably about to get kicked off.
How much? I go to Sam. So how much is a Costco card?
I don't know. I don't pay for it. That's the problem.
So I would go to my parent and say, look, let me stay on your account. Let's say the membership is $60. He
doesn't want it though.
He doesn't want it?
No, because he lives in Carter Lake. There's a Sam's Club closer to him, but he doesn't go to either of them very often. So he's like, he's only kept it the last 3 years because I use it. So I kind of feel bad making him pay for something that he doesn't even use.
Okay, that's different. I thought they actually used it.
No.
Oh, okay.
Then I could have a side hustle. I could charge my friends to come to Costco with me.
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Because I might join you. I might need to go to Costco more often. I like that idea. Man. I like it. That's good, though. That's good. Yeah, so credit cards. Yeah, I have 3, but I don't use 2 of them. 2 of them. Yeah.
How many you have? How many did you have?
Oh, none. I have one. Yeah, I have one.
So I'm gonna tell you how shady credit cards companies was when I was in college. So every day, I would say majority of time on campus, you're walking across campus. I went to University of Nebraska Lincoln. Walking across campus, either in the student union or outside of the student union, there will be tons of credit card tables set up. And a lot of young people like free t-shirts, water bottles, and little gadgets. We need a new Jabez phone. And so you're walking on campus and these people are like, hey, you want a free t-shirt? And I'm like, yeah, I want a free t-shirt. All right, come on over here and sign up for this credit card. You're not obligated for anything. And if you get approved, you can cancel it right away. But only thing you gotta do is fill this application out and you get a free t-shirt, or you get a free water bottle, or you get a free this or that. I'm like, bet, let me sign up. So I did that for 3, 4, 5 different credit cards. And didn't get approved for a lot of them. But when I finally got approved, My first one was a Walmart card, and I got like a $300. I had a $300 limit on that, so I had that one. So Walmart was the easy one to use because I needed food. I would need school materials, so I would go to Walmart and boom, within a few weeks, $300 was maxed out. Then I got approved for a Discover credit card. Discover, I could pretty much go wherever I wanted to. That one I had like a $700 balance to start off with.
That's what I.
So I tried to play it easy and play it safe, but then you want to go out on Thursday night or Friday night, you need a new outfit. Boom, I'm going to the mall. Swipe. Then you want a brand new pair of shoes to go with the outfit. Swipe. You know what I'm saying? So then that started to.
You weren't
build up.
prioritizing though.
I wasn't.
You're shopping in the most expensive. Go to TJ
Doing
Maxx.
whatever you wanted to do.
You
That's
ain't
not.
anything I wanted.
See,
But then
it
I was
does
like-
depend on the person.
But I got wise though, Des. I was like, okay, I had a job, but I was like, let me slow down a little bit. So I paid off the Walmart card. I still kept my Discover. I have my Discover card to this day. But then after I paid the Walmart card off, I ended up canceling that. Then I just had my Discover card. So I was building my credit, but I was still maintaining my monthly payments. But I was paying a minimum payment, which you should never do. But then on the flip side, my cousin, he had a Best Buy card, and he would go to Best Buy, get CDs, get new boom box, new speakers for his dorm room. He ended up maxing it out, and I was like, "Hey man, you gonna start paying on this Best Buy card that you maxed out?" Oh man, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Messed his credit, jacked it up. But yeah, I mean, I got the credit card, and then I got fooled into trying to get these free items. But the more hits on your credit, because when you start filling out for credit cards, the more times people look up your account, your credit history, your social security number, it hurts your credit rating. Mm-hmm. So you gotta watch that too.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
So that's like when you go buy a car.
There's a first aid kit in there.
So when you go buy a car, and the dealers are like, "Well, let us run your credit."
There's a small one right there.
If you get approved or not, you don't want them to do that.
What's a good credit score?
What's a good credit score?
Yeah.
I would say.
I know mine, and it says that it's good, but I only have one credit card and loans. So I don't know if it's just good because I don't have a lot of history or.
Solid credit score, in my opinion, is 700 and above.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I agree. Yeah.
That's a good credit score.
What's the max credit? Like, what's the highest you can go?
I think it's eight
something. Yeah, it's 8 something.
850.
Yeah.
850. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the
But
lowest
I
you
think
can go?
700 up is a good credit score. But I would say you want to watch the number of people that are running your credit. So again, like if you go buy a car, buy a car, because car dealers are notorious for running credit to say, "Oh, let me see if you can get approved." And then let's say you go to the Baxter dealership, they run your credit, but then you don't buy the car. Then you go to Volkswagen, they run your credit, you don't buy a car. Then you go to Nissan, they run your credit, but you don't buy a car. So you got all these people that have ran your credit, but you didn't purchase a vehicle, right? So until you're sold on buying a car or making a purchase, don't have people run your credit.
How long should you allow that until you get your credit ran again? So like you did it here, how long should you wait until do it at the next place if you're not satisfied at this other place? If you get what I'm saying. So for example, you're buying a car at Toyota. You thinking about buying a car at Toyota in April. Should you wait until, and you don't end up buying that car? Should you wait until May or June to go to Dodge and try to buy the car there to have them run the credit report or whatever?
Did you get your credit ran in April?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. Yeah. Not me personally, but I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Don't have anybody run your credit until you're definite that you're going to make the purchase.
But this is what I'm asking you.
What?
If you did do it in April, when should
Yeah.
you do it again if you did want to switch or look somewhere else? When should you do it again? That's what I'm asking.
I would just say when you know for sure you're gonna make a purchase.
So
Okay.
what about with housing? Because I'm looking at a few places in Omaha and they require a credit score or someone to co-sign for you. So that I assume they're going to look at my credit. So should I just kind of be careful with that, or how should I go about that?
I would do the same thing with property management companies. Like you're going to look for an apartment, if you can go look at a whole bunch of apartments, but you don't have to fill out an application, right? So I would say you need to, if you're looking for an apartment or a house, get your top 3
Okay.
that you are considering and start with your number 1 option, run your credit, and then if they approve it, then you're good, right? So then you don't have to have somebody else run it and then the other place run it. You just want to keep the number of hits on your credit history to a minimum. Because the credit bureaus, they're looking at it as, if a whole bunch of people are running your credit, that means in their minds, you're not getting approved for something. So then you get docked for the number of people that are running your credit.
Okay.
Isn't it like 5 points or something?
Yeah, it just depends, because you got Experian, you got TransUnion, and they all, their rating system is all different.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get docked 5 points, but continue. Okay. That's why I asked that question, but it wasn't about a car. It was about what we discussed. You know what I'm trying to do. So yeah.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. That'll be fine. Whatever.
So I'll use what I'm going through right now. I'm in the process of moving to a new house. And so before I knew exactly who I was going to go through as a lender, when I knew for sure who I was going to go through, then they ran my credit history. And, I thought about a couple of companies. I thought about who I have my current house loan going through. But until I knew for sure who I was going to go through as a lender, nobody ran my credit.
So if you get approved when they run you through, is that still dock you?
Yeah, there's a slight hit on your account, but it may be a point or two. There's nothing that's going to hurt you.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
5 points less now, but that's okay. That's on me. It's cool though. It's cool.
You can get it back.
True. All right, we're gonna go to the next segment. Next segment will probably be our last one for sure. Our last one. I guess it's still regarding the money side of it, things like that. Somebody said stay on topic. What happened? Oh, that was Miss Sharon.
She just
all right, so I don't know if Megan or Desiree, I don't know if you guys, I guess Megan does possibly. I don't know for sure if she does or not, but I'll ask the question. How do you guys feel about the idea of being more independent or living on your own? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the positives of it? Things like that. I guess that isn't regarding money. I guess it could be.
I think challenges is definitely like when I first moved to college, realizing things I could and couldn't do, or like taking money into consideration, where I was going to live, how I was going to be able to afford that, or how much I spend on utilities or groceries or things like dog food. So I feel like that was all really important. I would never move back with my parents because now that I'm independent, I feel like that would be awful. Yeah. I don't know. That's all I have, I guess. I like being independent now, not having to come home and I don't know, talk to my parents about everything and anything.
Your
I can
day.
call them instead. So my parents are very nosy. So I enjoy that. Having my own space is really nice too. Being able to just have an area where I feel comfortable doing anything, whether it's studying, sleeping, eating,
Right.
hanging out. Not having to ask permission for anything is also really nice. Like if I want friends over, etc.
Nice. Desiree, any input?
Well, for a while I had a roommate for a while. I was living with a friend. And I was pretty independent there. Like Megan said, challenges as far as like money and, having to know, like back to what we were talking about, budgeting, and you can't just be doing whatever, thinking your mom is going to help you or, because you're independent. So I'd say those were like challenges, really having to crack down and being responsible, I guess, than as if you were like living with your parents. But that situation ended due to some issues that had occurred. And so I just live with my mom currently, but she's really good with not really being on my neck, I guess. She knows like I'm old enough and I have my own bills and obviously pay bills here, but she's not like a helicopter parent. She's more of you make your own choices and your choices have consequences. So, I mean, it's not really independent living, but because I'm obviously living with her, but in a way it is. I still have to, take in consideration a lot of different things as far as money wise and, that sort of thing.
So that means she's improved, Des.
She has improved. She was a helicopter parent. We had to just, sit down and have that little conversation like, hey mom, I'm not a little girl anymore. But she was pretty, that wasn't because of me though. That was a sibling of mine that needed that. And she kind of used that on me, I guess. But I don't need someone to watch over me like that. So I guess in Megan's sense, living with your parent is like, obviously she said she wouldn't go back, but there is a lot of reasons why I, came back, obviously due to her health and stuff like that. But it definitely was an adjustment. Let's just say that, living on your own and then, trying to come back to, your parent, and they always want to be a parent, so that's what they do. So
I would add that it's also nice to know that I have the option to go back if something
Right.
were to happen, or if I couldn't actually live on my own, like I could live with them still, which I think is really nice and I appreciate that. But now that I've been away from 4 years, I'm like, oh, this is my life, this is what I'm used to, so this is what I'd like to continue.
Right.
But if something happened and I were have to go home, like it wouldn't be the end of the world. Just take some adjusting.
I just have, it's not me personally, but I do have a friend that she moved, well, she went to South Korea for like a year. She lived like with these people and was like a nanny for a while. And I can say like from just like being close with her and her experience, like trying to move back home, that was not was not good. Her parents and her like bumped heads. So I would just like say if you do have to move back home, my recommendation is, do what, if you have to do it, but also just, in a respectful way, make your boundaries and stuff known. I would say that would be a recommendation, like, and make it right away. Don't try to like argue about it, or you know what I mean, try to just cut the chase. I would just make sure that there's a foundation and standard ground, like, and that's what I would recommend from her situation, because until they found a common ground, it was just complete utter chaos. You don't want to burn any bridges is what I'm trying to say.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
Right.
especially if you're living under the same roof. Yep.
right.
Yep. And that's the same with like a roommate or family member, whatever it is. But all right, well, we appreciate you guys. Michael and Jabez, you guys have any input that you guys want to ask or say before we head off?
Didn't someone ask a question and you said you were gonna get it answered? Did you forget?
Yeah, well, no, Jermaine already answered it.
Okay.
It's regarding civil court stuff, and their input, and all that good stuff. So yeah, you got the answer. There.
Yeah, do your civic core.
Yes, do your
For any of those watching, do your civic core.
updated.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Everybody hear that that's watching. That's on the
Do your
YouTube.
civic core. It is
Yeah.
very important. It really does help, even though it's really time consuming.
Hey, Des and Megan.
I'm not supposed to add that.
Who does your civil core? Who does your
does.
Who does your civil core?
Me.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Who else would do it?
Who else?
Exactly.
That's our responsibility. Just to throw that out there. Well, just because we're on this topic, but civic core is important, even if you don't think it's important. I still go back on mine because I tend to forget a lot of things, and it also helps you remember, just the basics, gives you a lot of opportunities as far as, well, for me, I really used it like when I was looking for an internship and, but as far as high school, I would definitely recommend doing your civic core, because when you like all that information you have to put in, and then you like go back, like you're in college and you're like, hey, I forgot about this, or what date was this. Like I go back and look all the time regarding like dates and stuff like that, because I forget. You will forget.
Yeah.
So
I would yeah, it helps you keep track. It's like a guide the whole entire way. It's like you're building a guide, because you're gonna get to your 4th year of college, you're like, oh my goodness, 4 years ago I was in high school and I can't remember whatever you were putting in for your civic core. So it really helps. So whoever's watching, do your civic core.
Yes, I totally
Great
agree.
advice.
Everyone out there watching, do your civic core. If you need help, let Jermaine and myself know. We can definitely assist you.
For sure.
But it is your responsibility. They shouldn't be filling out your civic core. No one knows you better than yourself, so you should do it.
Perfect advice.
Perfect. Well, nothing else from anyone else. Just a quick notes or quick updates for sure. The Voice, like I mentioned last episode, The Voice, go to bgcm.org and click on The Voice at the top right and sign up for that. That is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2 to 4. This is regarding the 9th through 12th grade. You guys are.
I'm like, what?
9th through 12th grade. We would love for you guys to be involved in The Voice. Just a great way for you to, be involved in some different activities, different things like that. And you can learn more about it. We'll be on there for the 2nd week, talking about the perks of the scholarship program, Jermaine and myself. So there's some information regarding that and some questions that you might have. We can answer that. Even if it's the civic core stuff, whatever it is, we are going to be there. 3 p.m. is when we're going to be on board for that. 3 p.m. on Monday, this upcoming Monday. Besides that, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I was gonna ask you, what day is the scholarship launching? Because I forgot.
Well, we're gonna do Facebook Live.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I couldn't remember the day you were doing it.
Yeah, Friday, June 12th, 11:30.
June.
Okay. Yep, Friday, June 12th, 11:30, and then next Wednesday is the scholarship meeting.
Zoom. That's what it was.
What you was talking about, yeah.
That's what I meant to say. LOL.
Yep. Next Wednesday, May 13th.
13th. Okay.
Yep. What do we say? 5?
It's at 4.
4 p.m.
Is that on Zoom?
Yeah, on Zoom.
It's on Zoom.
Okay. At
4.
Yeah, I'm really bad about reminders.
Put it in your calendar.
That's what I'm doing right now. That's why I said a text. Ask Jermaine. I'm terrible.
Oh yeah, we'll be sending out texts.
Okay.
Today and tomorrow. Remind everybody.
The 13th.
Yep.
Yes.
Next Wednesday, 4 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
See you then.
Right.
Yep.
Well, all right, everybody. You guys stay safe, stay blessed. Next week, we're back at it again, 3 p.m., episode 5. Hope to see you guys tuned in there.
Okie dokie. Bye.
All righty.
Bye.